Hi everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So hello friends, I'm so excited because it is time to dive back into my October daily album for 2024 and document a few more stories from the season. So this first one is a pretty big story for me because me and my mom just got back from a whirlwind trip to Disney World to celebrate my birthday and all of the fun Halloween festivities that they have there. So I wanted to document a lot of my photos from my trip. So I was trying to kind of figure out what kind of layout that I wanted to do. So this is what I decided on. I printed off this very pumpkin-y, fun Main Street, opening to Magic Kingdom here as a full-size photo for the left side. And for the right side of my spread, I actually am scrap lifting a page that I did in last year's December daily album where I was also documenting a Disney trip. And I originally found this layout, I think from Pinterest. So I'm unsure who the originator of it was, but I really thought that this spread was really fun, super cute. And I love the one that I did last year. So I just kind of did a version of it this time. So I printed off several photos. I think I ended up with 12 photos. And I printed them at a 1 inch by 1.5 inch kind of rectangle. Then you'll see that I created the bottom of each of those photos. I just created a little banner or a flag kind of shape at the bottom to then create my banners. So I am using just a thin twine kind of ribbon that I had in my stash. I stapled it onto the side. Of course, you could get really fancy and use the sewing machine and sew it all up, which is what I did for December daily. This time I just went the easier route because the sewing machine is not handy for me right now, unfortunately. But you can see that I'm just adding on all of the photos as if they're little flags on these banners. And then I'm trying to space them out. It takes me a little bit here to get into the groove and to make it all work. But I try to space them out just according to color and just the feel. I'm just trying to make it all feel as balanced as I can. And so I'm adding also a lot of these puffy stickers to add in little Halloween type icons. Then as I was looking at it, I just kept adding more things because I was okay, it needs more color. So here eventually I'm going to take some orange pattern paper and I'm going to cut out a couple more of the little flags to add on. So then I'll add in a little bit more color. I think I'm about to do that here in just a second. And then I'm also going to just take some additional twine and make a couple bows, just little quick bows, and I'm going to adhere them down just so there's some added fabric and stuff, you'll see. And then I just add on all kinds of little small enamel dots and stars and things like that just to spruce up the page. So as I'm putting all this together, you'll get the idea here, and I'll talk a little bit about the trip. So yes, me and my mom have had this trip planned, of course, for a year or so to go to Disney World for my birthday. So me and my mom love to go to Disney together every year, and the last several years since COVID, which was the year that we didn't go, 2020. In 21, we went in November, and 22 and 23, we went in December. So we used to always go around my birthday in October. So we did that for years and years. That's the majority of the time that we've gone. And so it's a time of year that we love. And so we thought, okay, this year we're going to go back in October for my birthday. So we were super excited. And we did know that this was going to be a really quick trip. So we were only going to fly there on Sunday, this past Sunday, which was the 6th, and then just go to Disney Springs. We were staying at Port Orleans French Quarter, which is one of our favorite resorts. And there's a boat that takes you over to Disney Springs from the resort. So that's really handy. So we were going to do that. And then Monday was Magic, Tuesday was Epcot, and then we were going to fly home Wednesday. Well, of course, I think everyone who's checked in at all with the news and just the world knows all about Hurricane Milton and that he was coming in full force over this last week. So we knew, of course, that there was a potential for some hurricane-like weather, but we were hoping that we would already be out of the way. But unfortunately, we did kind of have to change our trip just a little bit. So I will kind of continue that story here in just a second. So here you can see that I'm just adding on some additional bows, like I was saying, with the twine. So I'm just kind of tying them off, and then I'm going to use just some liquid adhesive and just pop them on. So I'm using my little liquid adhesive pin there, and I just try to hold it in place. And they seem as though they're not going to go anywhere now that it's dried. That adhesive is really strong after it's dried. So I feel really confident that they're going to stay on. And then I also forgot, but I took just a few small pieces of that black and white polka dotted ribbon, and I just stapled them right on to the different banners. So they just kind of gave a little bit more of like a fabric textural kind of feel there. So by the end, I think that it really all ends up coming together, but it did take me a little bit to kind of get there. I was really unsure if this one was turning out the way that I wanted it to, but I think by the end, I really end up enjoying it. So here's the last little bits of that. And then I am going to use just some pocket, like regular what do you call it? I don't know, like a pocket page. Oh my gosh, a regular pocket page. And I'm going to add that in between these two spreads here to house a few other photos and also all of my journaling and my title. So that was another thing. I knew I was going to have a ton of journaling all about the trip. So I wanted to have somewhere easy to put it. So I saved a few of my most Halloween photos. So if you've been to Disney during the season, you'll know that they do these really like elaborate dressed up kind of pumpkin scarecrow looking things like in the front of the park by like on Main Street. So I took a couple pictures of those along with some other just fun pumpkin structures and stuff. And then I had this cute picture of me and my mom with our ponchos on for one day when it did rain. So I wanted to kind of incorporate those photos a little bit bigger. So I'm just using one of the double 4x6 pocket pages from Citrus Twist. And then I printed off those photos as 3x4s. I'm adding in my journaling, and I will be adding in titles with the Sophie Alpha stamp from Citrus Twist as well. And then I just did all of my journaling on sticker paper. So super easy, the clear sticker paper, and it all worked out really nicely. So I tried to tell my entire Disney story there in the 4 little 3x4 areas where I'm adding in journaling. So as I finish this up, I will continue my story. So yeah, we had an absolutely wonderful day at Magic Kingdom. On Monday, we were able to do everything that we wanted to do. It was a little misty, kind of rainy, not like a torrential downpour or anything, just kind of where we were, dressed, we had makeup on, we had our hair done. So we didn't want to get all totally ruined all that. So we did wear ponchos that we had bought at Disney Springs the night before. We did get a little rained on in Disney Springs as well, but we just were kind of running there to shop a little bit and get some treats at the bakery. So we weren't too worried about it. So we wore the poncho on Monday for maybe like an hour or so, and then the rain stopped. We were able to do everything we wanted to do. We got on all the rides we wanted to. We got on Haunted Mansion, even though we didn't have a fast pass and we barely had to wait. It was just one of those really great days where we did everything on our list. We got to eat at Be Our Guest, which was super fun. Me and my mom have never done the sit down there together, and me and Will had gone a few times, but it's probably been like, I don't know, not quite 10 years, but close to it, since I've been there for like the regular sit down dinner. So that was just really, really fun, and we had a great time. Then, of course, the hurricane was quickly approaching. So we were kind of having to figure out what we were going to do about our next day. So our second day, like I said before, was in Epcot. And by Monday night, it was not looking like it was going to be that great, especially Wednesday when we were flying out. So we were trying to figure out different options and what we could do. And then we found out that our plane did get canceled for Wednesday morning. So we ended up just going ahead and renting a car that night on Monday night for Tuesday. And then we packed up everything, got all ready. We checked out of the hotel Tuesday morning. They held our bags there at Bell Services. We went to Epcot. We had our day. All of our stuff was like early in the day. So we were like, okay, we should be able to get everything done. So I was able to meet Figment. We rode Soarin', and then we had an amazing, epic lunch at Space 220, which we were so excited to get reservations there, a long time ago. So I really wanted to be able to do that. So then after that, we were able to get our bags back from the hotel, grabbed our rental car. It was super smooth and easy, and we made our trek back home. So we drove about 8 hours on Tuesday, and then about 8 more on Wednesday. Normally those would be about 6-hour drives, but because of traffic and just all the things, they were a little bit longer, but we made our way out of there. Luckily, we were safe and out of harm's way, and we were able to get back home. So it was just a whirlwind of a trip, and of course, just a lot of anxiety and stuff about everything. And of course, my heart goes out to everyone there that was in Florida, that lives in Florida, all that kind of stuff. So it was just a really interesting trip. It was wonderful for us, but also kind of had this looming thing around it. So anyways, that was the trip. And also that is how we documented it here in October Daily. So then moving on to my second story, you'll see this birthday cake here. So it is all about my birthday. So I am an October baby. My birthday is 10/10. And I turned 38. So I have this cake here. So I took a few pictures of it before we dived in that night. And I thought that it would be kind of nice to add a large photo. I'm really into the bigger photos. If you haven't noticed, that's kind of a thing that I'm kind of continuing throughout the entire book. So I don't think that I actually change it on camera, but something that really annoyed me the entire time that I was doing this was the washi tape that I chose over there on the side of the photo. So I knew I needed some sort of paper or something to fill in that area that the photo didn't fill in. And I just didn't end up liking that washi because I just felt like the color really stuck out. So I do change it later to the pattern paper that I'm going to use on the next page, so it all coordinates a little bit better. But I don't think that you will see that in the video, but you will see it in the photos that I post to Instagram. So then over here, what I decided I wanted to do was I had several photos from the day. So I thought that it would be cute to use these 2x2 page protectors here from Citrus Twist again, and kind of create a list of 8 things about my actual birthday that were fun, standout things that I wanted to talk about. So I made kind of a coordinating list here. So on the left side of the pocket page, I have, of course, the pattern paper. You'll see that I have a little bit of journaling typed up, and then I'm using the Sophie Alpha stamp to number, and then also just give a quick title of each thing. And then on the right side of the pocket page, I have a corresponding photo. So the first one, these I'll just go ahead and read to you. So the first one says, number 1, Mom. It says, got out early as usual, grabbed Starbucks, free birthday coffee, cake, and flowers at Whole Foods. So just like a quick little summary of my morning with my mom, and then you'll see the pictures there of the flowers that we grabbed while we were out. Number 2 says, Will, and it says, he surprised me by taking my birthday off work, so special to have the day together. And then I have a picture of us there beside that one. Now, that picture ended up kind of standing out a little too much to me. So before I finish the spread, I am going to reprint it off black and white. And I just think it looked better because that blue was just a little too blue for the spread. The third one says tofu, and it says first stop was obviously Centrang for birthday tofu, wonderful, plus lemongrass. And those are the 2 tofus that we ordered. And the last one says Sonic. After lunch, we had to stop by Sonic to grab our favorite drinks, blood orange refresher, plus cherry limeade. So yum. So those are the first 4 there with little pictures that I took, which I think is really fun. I don't think I've ever done the 2x2 pockets in this particular format. Usually I just kind of have a mixture of photos with maybe just, like filler cards for some of them, maybe like a little bit of journaling mixed in, but I don't think I've ever done like this listing format. And I just thought that it was really fun and I kind of enjoyed it. So I was happy that I thought of it. So for this back side, we'll do the same thing. So I'm going to add 5 through 8 here. So I am going to cut a little bit of it out because like you get the idea of what I'm doing. And then I have the corresponding photos there. So for the 5th one, it's going to say thrift. And it says, then we spent the day doing one of our favorite activities, thrifting. We found lots of treasures. 6 was gift. Will also gave me a generous $200 gift card to get even more scrapbooking supplies. He knows the way to my heart. So he got me a gift card to scrapbook.com. Then 7 says cake. Once we got home, we watched the Grizz preseason game and ate cake in bed with the babies. And number 8 is home. The day was overall so nice and cozy, filled with all of the things I love. So I just thought that that was really fun. So then I went like off camera. The few things that I did not have a picture of that I took throughout the day were mostly on this side. So I went like obviously off camera and I took a picture of one of the little goodies that we got at the thrift store. So I got this cute, like, it's very like 90s, mug that is a ghost with like a funny face, and I just thought that it would be cute with my Halloween mug collection there. So I took a picture of that. I also took a picture of the, like, you know, whenever you do a gift card online, sometimes, you know, they'll have a thing you can print off, and scrapbook.com almost makes it like a little card. So I took a picture of the gift card portion of or of the paper that Will gave me that had his little words on there so I could see his handwriting and all of that. And then I took a picture of the kind of half-eaten cake since I mentioned us eating cake together. So I have pictures to correspond with everything, along with just a picture there of the living room to finish it off with home. Or have I done that yet? Let's see whenever we flip it around. I don't think that I did. I'm giving you up close. No, right now for home, I still have this picture of my feet, but I'm actually going to trade that photo out here in a few minutes. So I kind of spoiled that, but you'll see that here in a second. So now I had a little bit more journaling about my birthday, and I kind of wanted this to be sort of like the Disney one with like a 2-page spread and then a little pocket page in the middle. So I decided to use some pattern paper, and this is one that I really love from Social Paper Plan, from that paper pad that I got like last year from them. So I was excited that I was able to use it with the bride and Frankenstein and all that kind of stuff on it. And then I had some journaling again about my birthday. Now at this point, I didn't know what I was going to do for like the upper portion of this spread. So I'm still trying to figure that out. And also I'm still trying to make that washi tape work. So this washi tape that I really love, I just don't think it really blended well with the spread, as I mentioned before. But here I tried to put a little piece at the bottom just to see if I could like coordinate the 2 pages, but I am just going to remove it eventually. So here's where I decided, okay, I love that picture of my feet in the kitchen because I have my ghost face little house shoes, and then you can see our little kitchen mat, and you can see some of our little kitchen like tea towels at the stove, you know, just the little things that make us happy. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to print that picture off bigger, and that's going to be the upper portion of this spread here. And then I just printed off a picture of some of the flowers, a different bouquet of flowers that I had in our living room. So I just printed that off, and I cut that out as a 2x2 and popped it over for number 8 home. And then I printed this one off as like, I think it's a little bit bigger than a 3x4 of my house shoes. And I have that here at the top of this spread. So I knew I wanted to add some sort of title, and I found these randomly with some Allie Edwards stuff from Week in the Life from this year that I never used. So I thought that the black right now looked nice. And then I'm just going to kind of add in a few other embellishments. And I just added a little bit of journaling about my day in general and just my birthday. So I'll read that to you really quick. So I said, I feel so full of love and gratitude as I start my 38th year, being able to spend my day with all of the people I love most, plus being showered with sweet birthday messages from friends near and far. It was so special. I received 2 amazing gifts from my sticker besties, Christine and Laura, that were unbelievably kind and thoughtful. I spent the morning with my lovely mom and had an absolutely perfect day with my hubs. Just being back home safe and sound after all of the craziness in Florida was a wonderful feeling as well. Birthdays are so sweet, and mine just happened to be the sweetest. So just added in a few thoughts about my B-Day. And then we're moving on to a really short, easy spread here for my last little story. So I had this picture of my front door area, and whenever I already did a spread about the outdoor decorations. The door you really couldn't see. It wasn't like front and center. So I had this picture of the door, which I thought was cute. And then I also had this really cute picture of our cat Lasagna by the door. So I thought that I would just add in a little short story about Lasagna here. So I have the picture of the door printed off as the 6x8. And then I have the double 3x4 pocket from Citrus Twist again, and I printed off the picture of Lasagna. Then in that social paper plan paper pad, there's a really cute pattern paper with all these black cats on it. So I cut out a couple of them. I only end up using one, but I'm going to save the other one and try to use it somewhere else in my book. So I have a little small amount of journaling here. So I'm kind of figuring out how I want to do that, what I want my title to be, all that kind of stuff, and just adding in little embellishments and whatnot. And then that's all I'm going to do for this particular spread. And then I will just eventually put something on the back as I continue my album. So I'm just going to title it Meow. And then my journaling says, why do only black cats get the Halloween love? I say that the new spooky season mascot should be the orange cat. Lasagna is my little fuzzy candy corn, and he loves watching over our Halloween decorations on the porch. Such a cute addition to the ghost and pumpkins. So he is my little buddy. We have a few cats outside, but he does love to stay right there on the front porch area, and he's always kind of laying around the Halloween decor. And every time I go out there to like turn the lights on or off or mess with anything, he's always around and comes popping out behind one of the little gravestones or behind a pumpkin or whatever, and he's just so adorable. So I'm adding on a few embellishments. At this point, I thought I was going to put that other black cat here, but then I end up finding a black cat sticker, and I just thought it kind of fit better in the area, so I'm going to do that. Then on the picture of Lasagna, I do add at first a little washi at the bottom, and I started to second guess it, but I just leave it alone. And then there was a little puffy sticker that was a witch hat that fit on his head so perfectly. First I tried this one out, but it was a little big. Then I saw another one and I was like, oh my God, this one fits so good because even his ears pop out. So I end up adding that one on. I add that black cat onto the left side. And then we call this one Done. So there are a couple things, like I said before, that I do change off camera. So you'll see that in the final photos on Instagram and also the final flip through at the end of the season. Here I'm just adding on a few little pieces of ribbon as like little ties and stuff. I always feel like my book is ever evolving throughout the season. I'll add little bits and pieces. I'm still debating if I want to add like a date stamp onto each one of my stories. I think I do. So you might see that eventually as we go as well. But anyways, y'all, that is it for today. I'm going to give you a quick flip through of the pages that we worked on. I'm so happy to have these stories documented, and I cannot wait to come back and document more with you throughout the season. So I'll be back next week with another video. So if you enjoyed this one, please give me a like, and please also consider subscribing. And of course, I will be back at you super soon with another video. So have a great day, friends, and I will talk to you later. Bye, y'all.